Good morning, students. In today's class, we shall study about the weeds and the protection of the crop from the weeds. Dear students, first of all, we would like to understand the meaning of the weeds. What do you mean by weeds? So, first of all, let us understand the meaning of the weeds. Weeds are the undesirable plants. Weeds are the undesirable plants which grow along with crop. Means if you are growing a crop, suppose you are growing the crop of the wheat, and along with the wheat crop, if you find some undesirable plants which you have not grown at all, but they are already present, they are present in the field. So these undesirable plants are called weeds. So what should we do with these weeds? Actually, we have to remove these weeds. So weeding is the process. Weeding is the process of removal of weeds. If somebody asks you what do you mean by weeding, so you can answer simply the removal of weeds is called weeding. The removal of weeds is called weeding. But question arises here. Why is weeding necessary? Why is weeding necessary? So answer if you go through the answer you can say weeds compete with crop plants for water, nutrients, space and light. It is necessary to remove the weeds from the field. So you can say that weeding is necessary. Now students, let us come the ways to remove weeds. What are the ways to remove the weeds? So here the first way to remove the weed is tilling before sowing the crop. Tilling means plowing before sowing the crop. Suppose in the month of June, as we are ready to sow the seeds in the soil, but at the same time, if there are undesirable plants growing in the field, we should remove them with the help of a plow or hoe, so that the plants cannot grow further and they may not compete with our actual crop. Second one is manual removing of weeds. You know, farmer, if the weeds are not in big number, the farmers can remove them manually with the help of a khurpi or any other instrument. And this physical removing of weeds help the farmer to get the good crop yield. Last one is using chemicals that are called weedicides. So what are weedicides? I would like to explain here. These are certain chemicals which are used to kill weeds are called weedicides, or you can say the chemicals which are used to kill the weeds are called weedicides. For example, 2,4-D, it is also known as 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. This is a chemical name of this compound. This chemical, it is actually IUPAC name of this compound. You will learn about these names in higher classes. So you can learn only this name 2,4-D. Another chemical which is used to kill the weeds is 2,4,5-T. It is also known as 2,4,5 trichlorophenoxyacetic acid. So these weeds are poured in the field, and whenever these chemicals are, these weedicides are poured in the field, and these chemicals or weedicides kill the undesirable plants only. And one thing should be keep in our mind that these chemicals are uh, poured in the field in very diluted form. You should know. Diluted means they are dissolved in water and they are sprayed in the field in very dilute form. Because if they are in concentrated form, if they are pure in their pure form, they may damage the our crop also. That is why keep one thing always in your mind that weedicides should be sprayed in the field in diluted form. One more thing I would like to share with you that weedicides kill only the undesirable plants for which they are spread over there. The plants of the crop are not destroyed by weedicides. So, dear students, very important topic is that weedicides. Now next topic is here. After maturing of the crop, the farmer have to harvest it. So the another topics are harvesting, threshing, and winnowing. So later you have already studied about these terms in sixth class. Again we are revising these terms here. What is harvesting? The cutting of crop after it is mature is called harvest. When the crop is ready in the field, the farmer have to cut it and make a and cut it to separate the seed from the crop. So cutting of the crop after it is matured, it is called harvesting. At a small level, it is done with the help of sickle. Sickle is a kind of equipment, a kind of knife, which is you can see its picture, or you can have it at your home also. Sickle um is a kind of curved knife, you can say. With the help of that curved knife, the farmer cut the crop when if the crop is not at a very or very large level. If the crop is at large level, the farmer has to use some machines, and that is known as combine. Nowadays combine is a machine which is used to harvest the crop and for threshing also. Threshing is the another step of the next step of the uh, agricultural practices. So now we shall study about threshing. Threshing means separating chaff from seeds. Means separating chaff from seeds is called threshing. Threshing is done manually by bulls or by a machine that is known as thresher. So thresher is a kind of machine which is used to separate the chaff from the seeds. The next one is here combine. A machine called combine is used for both the purposes. What are the both purposes? Both above the purposes. The one purpose here harvesting, the second purpose here threshing. So these two purposes can be solved by the single machine that is known as combine. So a machine called combine is used for both harvesting and threshing also. One more thing I would like to add here. The threshing can be done manually by bulls or by a machine that is called thresher. You know, if the farmer is having a small holding, so he will not have the tractor or all these things. So he or thresher. So he can perform threshing manually with the help of the bulls. So dear students, combine you have studied here. The next one is here winnowing. Winnowing is that separating grains from the separating grains uh, from the uh, seeds. You can say separating grains from the chaff uh, with the help of wind. It is called winnowing. So dear students, we have gone through these different topics. Now the next topic we have, that is after the threshing and winnowing, we store the food, we store the produce safely so that the farmer can sell them after some time when they get the good value of the crop. So to save the produce, from moisture, insects, rats, and other microorganisms for a longer time, the produce is stored after drying properly. One more thing I would like to share, that if the farmer wants to store the crop for a long time, it is necessary that the crop should not have large amount of moisture in it. So the moisture content should be reduced. And how can we reduce the moisture content? By drying it in the sunlight. So the farmers have to dry the crop, dry the seeds in the sunlight properly so that it can be stored and the microorganisms cannot harm the crop. The fungus cannot attack on the crop. So it is very much important that before storing the crop we have to dry it. Next one, the produce is stored at large scale in silos and granaries. You have seen that. uh, I would like to show you a picture. This is a picture of silos. These long containers are here for storing grains at large scale. and the government of India and the state governments store the food. In our country, a department that is known as FCI, Food Corporation of India, purchase the crops from the farmers and store it for the future purposes. So, dear students, these are called silos. Another storage are called granaries. These are also known as godowns, where the crops are stored at large level. So, dear students, we have gone through these two terms, silos and granaries. Now, along with the crop at the time of storage, sometime we put some dry leaves and some chemicals also, so that the insects and other harmful pathogens cannot harm the crop, and the farmer can have its crop always safe. Next one is here. I would like to tell you. Farmers uh, also grow. Farmers also rear some animals to obtain some food and other items. So to obtain milk, meat, and other food items, the farmers rear animals by providing them proper food, water, shelter, and vaccination. This is called animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is very much essential, very much important for the economy of country. As you know, whatever milk and milk products we obtain, these are ultimately a result of the animal husbandry. So animal husbandry provide us milk, meat, and other food items, and the farmers when rear the animals to get all these things, they have to provide the animals proper food, balanced diet, and water. The drinking water should be neat and clean. Shelter, the place where the farmers are reared, it should be very good, hygienic in condition. And vaccination, the cattle that the farmers have, they should be vaccinated properly so that the microorganisms like bacteria and virus cannot attack on them and they may not fall ill, so that the farmers can get the good crop. This is called animal husbandry. So dear students, in today's class we have studied many topics like weeds, how can we control the weeds, like harvesting the crop, like threshing, like winnowing. Next one, how can we store the crop? That there are places where the crops are stored that are silos and granaries. And at last we studied about the uh, animal husbandry. Means the farmers provide us food not from the crop, they also provide us food from the animals. So dear students, thank you very much. Learn a lot, learn continuously, and enjoy. Thank you very much. Now I would like to say you something. After completion of these topics, you are asked to complete the exercise, so that and learn the question and their answers properly, practice them properly by writing the answer, and prepare yourself for the forthcoming examinations which are to be held in the month of July. So dear students, we have completed this chapter, and I wish that you have learnt a lot. Thank you very much.